Okay, so Bez Hashem, this share is sponsored for the Schus Refuah Shleima. Alo, Bas Beino, Bas Feino. Hashem shall help us. Schus the Torah. We learn Kedushat Levi by Yitzchak Ben Sal Shal Shah. Shall Refuah Shleima Kav Mamish and Bracha Bat Toba. Bracha Bat Toba. As Hashem Refuah as well. What's a tzloch and a shpois tovus for the person that sponsored it. Okay, so we have over here. See where we're holding? We're holding over here. It's in page Yud Aleph. Page Yud Aleph. You see the Maimer Gemara, this shtickle. Right. So we have a Gemara. The Gemara tells us in the Masechtas Rosh Hashanah there's a machlokas of Eliezer and Bishua. Right. Eliezer says the Tishrei never oil. Right, when we make Rosh Hashanah and Tishrei, the Yeshua says the Nisan never oil. Right. Now they have to both be true, right? Can't be that one is true or one is not true. Right? For sure, obviously, when we're talking about a Matthias, when was the world created? Well, so his one opinion is not true. So it means to say there are two what the Kedushat Levi was explaining in the last piece. We said from Toysus, from the Arizal, that there's different ideas of creation, right? And there's one idea of creation that happens in Tishrei, another idea of creation that happens in Nisan, yeah? So the Kedushat Levi has Nu Mahalach, V'Tishrei Nevo'olam, V'Nisan Nevo'olam. My Magamona, Chadom V'Nisan Nevo'olam, Chadom V'Tishrei Nevo'olam. One says Tishrei Nevo'olam. Nevad the Lekka Pluk V'Name, there's no Machlokas. They're both true. V'Yivui Adach Mashal. Understand this with a mashal. It's a comparison that Echot Sha'asa Eize Davar, right? When you do something, Yesh Bo Shnei Dvarim, there's two things. Echad ha'asiyah, there's one, the actual action you do, right? But echad ha'tam lo ma'asa. The second thing is, there's a reason why you did it. Kain kaviyachim. So also kaviyachim k'shakadosh baruch hu bara esolam. And when the Rebbe Hashem created the world, le'noida al tam ma bara olam, right? It wasn't known why did Hashem create the world. He created it, but there's in every action there's a reason also. But why did Hashem create the world? That wasn't known yet. It wasn't yet revealed. But emes, what's the reason for creation? It says the Hedgeh Kedushat Levi. It could be a olam. The main point of the reason of creation is that the Rebbeinu Shalom should be mishtashea himself with Klal. So what does mishtashea mean? Mishtashea means the idea that when a father, right, spends time with his son, right, so he's like, mamish, they're enjoying each other. They're being mishtashea. It's called they're pleasuring themselves with one another. Yeah. So the Rebbeinu Shalom Kaviyachol Klal Yisrael. We connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom, we're children of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Right? The Rebbeinu Shalom is our Father. That's what the world's created for. For those Hashuim that's going to happen, that Klal are going to be in this world, right? And they're going to connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom, right? To Torah and Mitzvahs. That's what the world was created for. But we have to understand, it's an amazing lashon over here in Kedushat Levi, that what happens when Klal are doing Mitzvah, the Rebbeinu Shalom, right? It's not just, it's a connection with the Rebbeinu Shalom Mamish. You're like, you're having fun with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Shashua. Shashua with the Rebbeinu Shalom. The Lavush is one of the commentaries on Shulchan Aruch. The Lavush says an amazing thing. There's a Gemara in Masechtas Nedarim. The Gemara says that why was the Beis Hamikdash, Amen of the Eretz, why was the Beis Hamikdash? Why did you chase out of Eretz Yisrael? Right? Why was it destroyed out of Eretz Yisrael? So there's a Gemara in Yuma that says Chinas Chinam. There's a Gemara. The Gemara says Masechtas Nedarim. Ashal Berchu b'Torah Tchila. Because they didn't make Bechus HaTorah.
Wow.
What's so bad? They didn't make.
Huge. You don't make Bechus HaTorah. Really bad.
Why? What's so bad? Why is that mamish worthy now to bring?
Everything. So you're taking from the world. You wake up, you start your day, and you start taking everything that you're taking from the world without being grateful for it. That Torah says for the rest of the day. Now, whatever Torah you learn, whatever this, you know where it's coming from.
Dr. Eel, very, very good. Right? That the pshat is as follows. You have to know. You could learn Torah, right? You could learn Torah, but it could be in a form not of connection to the abundance, right? Birchas Torah is you thank Hashem for your Torah. You're thanking Hashem. You're giving us the Torah. So then your Torah is an idea of connection with the abundance shalom, right? You have connect. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
It's kaval. Yeah.
I've always had a shadow rather than asking for it. Knowing what we just said about Birkat Torah, why is there no chiyuv right now? It's nighttime, so right now it's already Thursday. Why shouldn't I be making Birkat Torah now? Before learning.
Very good shadow. Very good shadow. This is a shadow in the Yishonim, the Yashba, and the Rosh. Basically, the simple answer, if I remember correctly, the Rosh gives. Okay, it's really some machlok Yashba and Rosh, but let's go with this shita. That the pshat is that since Torah, every moment you're supposed to be learning Torah, right? And even if you're not actually learning Torah, but you have an about with Torah, right? You do a mitzvah, the Torah is giving you guidance, you think about it, you're supposed to at least be thinking about it. What's the guidance of Torah? So if so, you're always in the realm of Torah. And even if you're working, right? For working, there's also halachas, right? There's halachas of ribbis, of stealing, and being honest, yeah? If you go to the bathroom, there's halachas how a yid is starting of Shulchan Aruch, there's halachas how a yid acts in the bathroom. I'll get graphic. There's halachas how you're supposed to wipe yourself. Everything, there's halachas. So you're always connected with the Torah. Therefore, there's no hefsek. A hefsek means to say that when you're not connected with it, right? So, for example, you make a bracha to eat something, then you start talking. That's called a hefsek, right? Over here, every minute you're connected with the Torah. The Rosh says.
How does that answer the question?
That answers the question. It's question.
The hafsek would be sleep.
The hefsek would be sleep.
Oh, so,
Right, so
Now there is a machlokes Rishonim.
What if you sleep for 30 minutes? You have a chiyuv to say modani, and you have a chiyuv to say.
You have a chiyuv. Birchas Torah is when we started Baruch Atah Hashem Mekel Melchol Nafshon Tzivona. That's what we said. V'harav no right and Baruch Atah Hashem Shabuch Habon Mikol Am Noson Tzivona. That's Birchas Torah. Yes, if you sleep for a half hour, then you have to start again. You have to make a new Birchas Torah. You have to make a new Birchas Torah. And now there is a shayla if you sleep by day, right, a half hour. If you have to make a Birchas Torah. This depends on machlokes Rishonim, okay? I'll tell you the machlokes Rishonim. Machlokes Rishonim is as follows. What else? What does Birchas Torah depend on? Does Birchas Torah depend on the day, right, or sleep? Which means to say that it could be that every day there becomes a new Birchas Torah. There becomes a new Birchas Torah, which would mean to say as follows. Let's say a person doesn't sleep at night. You have to make a new Birchas Torah.
You do?
Well,
why?
You do or not?
like
But there's no hefsek.
well,
But there's no hefsek.
well, it's like down. There's no hefsek, but it could be. I remember the shita sariyashb is that it depends on the day. Once it's a new day, it becomes a new day is a new chiyuv of Talmud Torah. It's a new day.
Then his question's on the Rosh.
Well,
The Rosh, his question still stands on the Rosh.
so the riyashb bepashtus again. It's a big sugya, but the riyashb bepashtus could be saying also like the Rosh, right? They asked the kasha according to the riyashb and what's pshat. But it could be that the riyashb could also say the same teretz of the Rosh. But there's a new din also as well. You can say there's no hefsek, but there's a new din that if a new day needs a new Birchas Torah. Which would mean to say is as follows. That just like, let's give a mashal, right? Let's say I take Lulav and Esek, right? The first day of Sukkot, right? And I hold on to my Lulav and Esek till the next day of Sukkot. Do I have to make now another bracha?
Yeah, you have a separate chiyuv on every single day.
Because you have a separate chiyuv on every day. The Riyashb is being mechadish shalom dada. The Riyashb is being mechadish. The Riyashb is being mechadish that it's true that there's no hefsek because you're still in Bible of Torah, but there's a new din that every day there becomes like a new din of Talmud Torah, whatever the pshat in that is. So therefore, you need a new Birchas Torah. Yeah. There are also holds that it only has to do with hefsek, and therefore there are also holds if you're up a whole night, right? Then you don't have to make a then you don't have to make a new Birchas Torah. There's a lot of kashas back and forth in the sugya, but that's the general idea. We don't know. It's a suffix. It's a suffix. It's a suffix, meaning to say according to pshat of Shulchan Aruch, it's a suffix. Alright? It's a suffix if you have to make a new Birchas Torah if you're up a whole night. Alright, that's why you'll see Shavuos a lot of time. Everyone talks about it by Shavuos. You'll see a lot of times Shavuos, people hear Bechsat Torah from somebody that slept, because it's a suffix. According to the Arizal, and this is where the Chassidim paskin, and I believe the Sfadim also, but I'm not sure. According to the Arizal, we go like their Ashma. Arizal paskins like their Ashma. That you make, it's a day. Yeah. Now, if you sleep by day, it depends on this machlokes as well. But that's also a shayla and some pretty passing on my Baruch lehefse. Maybe you don't have to make the Baruch what you put.
If you live here and you sleep by then, you can go to Shiners and you'll hear it. You'll be
Very good.
So why were they taken out of Galus?
Oh, well, right. So we didn't make Bechsat. What?
So why were the Jews taken out of Galus?
Meaning?
No. Northern Jews put into Galus.
Taken into Galus. Yeah.
Right. We were taking into goals because we didn't make Bechsat Torah, right? So Ariel saying because you didn't. So along the lines that Ariel saying very good is there's a long piece of Bach. I want to get back to the Kedushat Levi, so we'll shorten this a bit. Well, let's say the Levush. What the Heilige Levush says. The Heilige Levush says. The Levush says, you know what true Torah is? True Torah is that you should mamish, like you should be mishtashaya with the Rebbeinu Shalom, like the Kedushat Levi says over here. Right? You should be mishtashaya. You should be pleasuring yourself with the Rebbeinu Shalom. When you learn Torah, it should be geshmak. You're connecting to the Rebbeinu Shalom. It should be so geshmak. It should be so lichter. Says the Kedushat Levi. I'm sorry, the Levush, that Klal Yisrael didn't make a Bechsat Torah. Why didn't they make a Bechsat Torah? Because you make a bracha on something that you enjoy. They learned the whole Shas. They were used to Chacham, but it was with a geshmak. If it's without a geshmak, that means it's not properly connecting with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Then you're not connected. You're not connected. That's what Chol B'Esem Mikdash. Torah has to be, a person has to see himself with the Rebbeinu Shalom. When you learn Torah, you're learning the Torah of the Rebbeinu Shalom. You're connecting with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Come one with the Rebbeinu Shalom. Okay? So that's the reason of creation, says the Kedushat Levi. Sheyasu Tzarni Klal Yisrael should do the will of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Ve'akiru gedolasei. And through that, we should come to see the greatness of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Ve'yuvinu. And Klal Yisrael should understand that everything in the world is for the Rebbeinu Shalom. We should see the whole world, in our whole life, we should see the Rebbeinu Shalom. But when the Rebbeinu Shalom physically created the world, in Tishrei, and Daimler know that time also. We didn't even know what's the reason for creation. Ad Nisan. Tosh Chodesh Nisan. Sheyaltzu Yisrael min Mitzrayim. Klal Yisrael went out of Mitzrayim in Chodesh Nisan. Yeah. What does it mean? Klal Yisrael going out of Mitzrayim in Chodesh Nisan. It means to say, it says the Kedushat Levi. That's when everybody saw. Klal Yisrael went out of Mitzrayim. The Rebbeinu Shalom changed the whole pattern of nature towards Klal Yisrael. Right. Water doesn't stand still. Water stands still, it splits. Water doesn't split. The Rebbeinu Shalom splits the sea. All the makas, all the crazy things happen towards Klal Yisrael, right? So what did we see? We saw by Yitzias Mitzrayim that the Rebbeinu Shalom is Adon Ha'olam. The Rebbeinu Shalom is the master of the world. And he created all the worlds, and it's worthy to serve the Rebbeinu Shalom. Because you see that the Rebbeinu Shalom is the one, and you see who's the chosen nation is Klal Yisrael that connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom, right? So, and the Rebbeinu Shalom, and therefore the Rebbeinu Shalom changes the whole pattern of the world for Klal Yisrael, because the tachlis, right, the purpose of the world is Klal Yisrael. So in Chodesh Nisan, what do we see? We see what is the tachlis of the world, what is the reason of creation, right? The Nisan is Galal Tama b'Yisraelim. And Nisan we don't know the reason. Says the Kedushat Levi, because she's Galal L'kusa b'Olam. The reason of creation is that it should be revealed the godness of the Rebbeinu Shalom, and that is the time of b'Yisraelim. And we're going to see a continuation of Kedushat Levi. What Kedushat Levi means to say is something very deep. What Kedushat Levi means to say is as follows. We have to know that Chazal say that when Klal Yisrael went out of Mitzrayim, Klal Yisrael going through the Yam Suf, right? Coming out of Mitzrayim, it was Uber Hanishmat Mi Bet Anima. What does that mean? Like a newborn child coming out of the womb of his mother. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means it says as follows.
That was said on what? Sorry.
When Yidden coming out of Mitzrayim. Uber Hanishmat Mi Bet Anima. What does that mean? A fresh start. Very good. But deep in that.
You don't know anything.
What?
You don't know anything?
Don't know anything, meaning?
Cleansed of sin.
No, you're starting from absolutely nothing.
Okay, that's also, but there's a very deep message over here. When a woman gets pregnant, right? So what happens? When a woman gets pregnant, there's different levels, right? There's the pregnancy in the first 3 months where the child is first developing, as the Gemara tells us. It's not a complete child till 3 months. After 3 months, it's complete already. And the Malach teaching Torah, right? Then there's another state which is called, but after 3 months, you can't see that the woman is pregnant. It's not visible yet. Then there becomes a state, which, if I remember correctly, is usually 5 months, which is called in Halacha in the Gemara, it's called Hoker Obra. You can see already she's pregnant. It's visible, the pregnancy. Right? And then there's the actual birth. Later on, 9th month, as Hashem is the actual birth. Right? So the same thing is the developing of Klal Yisrael, Bonamatam Hashem Lekechem, us being children of the Rebbeinu Shalom Dadi, us being children of the Rebbeinu Shalom, Bonamatam Hashem Lekechem, is the same thing. We start off with the Avos HaKadoshim, right? The Avos HaKadoshim, right? We have Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, right? They acknowledge the Rebbeinu Shalom, yeah? But there wasn't yet a nation that acknowledges the Rebbeinu Shalom. Avram Avinu, as the Rambam says, Avram Avinu was going around from town to town and letting the people know that there's a Rebbeinu Shalom on the road, yeah? And he proves it to them, and people started getting close to him, and he had yeshiva, said the Rambam, right? And his children continued the yeshiva of letting the Rebbeinu Shalom's name get known, right? But as in the big world, it's not yet really known. That's called the Klal Yisrael. It was the planting the seeds of Klal Yisrael. There's the seeds over there. They're middle developing. Then we continue till Klal Yisrael already is. It's somewhat known that there's a Klal Yisrael. There's somewhat known that there's a Klal Yisrael, right? There's Shivim Nefesh. The Shivim Nefesh Yalda B'Seinu Mitzrayim, right? Yaakov with his children and so on. The 70, and then in Mitzrayim they started becoming more and more, right? Klal is becoming more and more. It's already Hoker Obra. All of a sudden, the rules start seeing there's some type of nation, right? There's some type of nation. And then there's what's called Chevle Leida. What's Chevle Leida? Chevle Leida means to say that Chas v'Shalom, a woman goes through a certain pain, pregnancy pain, right? Klal Yisrael, but is a woman gonna say, is a person gonna say, oh, shoot, I have this pain. I wish I wouldn't be pregnant. Chas v'Shalom, right? It's pain, but you know this is the way to get to the ultimate goal. To have as Hashem, I have a good child. Klal Yisrael is in the middle of going through a pregnancy. It's Hoker Ober already. Something happened, but this Chevle Leida. That's the pain we were going through in Mitzrayim. In a spiritual way, what does that mean? We were getting purified, right? The pain that the woman has, if the woman doesn't have any pain, there's something wrong. You got to go to the doctor, right? That is the process. Klal Yisrael, becoming the nation of the Rebbeinu Shalom, we have to go through some Chevle Leida, right? The Chevle Leida is that all the pain that we had in Mitzrayim, getting purified to be able to be born, to be the holy nation of the Rebbeinu Shalom, right? Then, when's the birth? The birth is Pesach. Birth is Pesach, Klal Yisrael. That's when it gets revealed, Klal Yisrael. As a nation of the Rebbeinu Shalom, as children of the Rebbeinu Shalom, it gets revealed now. Klal Yisrael goes out of time, the Rebbeinu Shalom changes everything. The whole pattern of the world. It's this Gala that we're the children of the Rebbeinu Shalom, we're the chosen nation, we're the epitome of creation. That's why, that's the reason of creation. We're the beloved one of the Rebbeinu Shalom. And all those that disturb Klal Yisrael, Hashem destroys. Right? That's called the Leida. And that's a Chodesh Nisan. That's what Kedushat Levi means. It gets revealed, right? That's the birth. It gets revealed. The child's there. He's in the womb of the mother. It's not yet revealed. It gets revealed. That's called the Yitzir, the creation of Klal Yisrael. It says that when Amzu, there's a passage that says, Amzu Yitzartili, the Rebbeinu Shalom says, I created this nation, right? Tilosi Sapelu, they say my praise that's going on Klal Yisrael. When is the Yitzir of Klal Yisrael? The proper Yitzir of Klal Yisrael, that's the Chodesh Nisan, right? Okay. So now, the Kedushat Levi says, I want to try to finish the piece, so we'll try to wrap this up. The Gemara says, Omer b'shmo, pam achs nechnasi l'fnei v'l'fnim, v'chulei v're'isi asakasik, v'amal yishmo b'ni b'cheni. Okay, he doesn't bring the whole Gemara. What the Gemara tells him, Mesechtes Brachos, crazy Gemara. The Gemara tells him, Mesechtes Brachos, that Rabbi Shmuel Kohen Gadol went into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Yeah? L'akter Ketoris, to bring Ketoris. Only the Kohen Gadol went in once a year into the Kodesh HaKadosh on Yom Kippurim, right, in the holiest place, in the Beis Hamikdash, and he saw Kaviyachol, he saw Akasrika. That's the idea. He saw the Rebbeinu Shalom. Yeah? Whatever that means. And the Rebbeinu Shalom told him, "Get me a bracha." Yeah? That's what the Gemara says. A lot to talk in this Gemara. You're showing already. You have deep explanation. The Rashba has deep explanation on this Gemara. So what did he give a bracha to the Rebbeinu Shalom? He gave a bracha to the Rebbeinu Shalom that you should have mercy on your children and whatever. There's a lot to talk about this Gemara. The Kedushat Levi explains this fast. Yes, chsadim kedumim. There are chsadim, there are goodness of the Rebbeinu Shalom that are called. I mean to say they're previous chsadim, right? Yes, chsadim chadashim. There are chsadim that are being renewed. Chsadim kedumim. We're going to explain in a moment. Chsadim kedumim. Previous chsadim asher nishbatim yimei kedem. The Rebbeinu Shalom sweared from days before. What does that mean? That the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world of chesed, meaning, explanation, the Rebbeinu Shalom created the world through midas chesed, olam chesed yibana, right? And the Rebbeinu Shalom set already a pattern for the world. That's called chsadim of the Rebbeinu Shalom, that they're from way back. The chsadim that the Rebbeinu Shalom put into creation, that the Rebbeinu Shalom runs the world with, right? From way back. But the Bible says the Heilige Kedushat Levi, yes, chsadim chadashim. There are chsadim that get renewed from the Rebbeinu Shalom. What is that? That is, before we get to the words, we'll explain. Then we'll get the little trick of the words of Kedushat Levi over here. That is chsadim that the Rebbeinu Shalom does for Klal Yisrael. Right? For example, Yitzias Patan. Right? Could you say that this is chsadim from the pattern of the world? No, obviously not. It's not Mimei Kedem. Well, Hashem Nishbata Lavasenu Mimei Kedem.
100%.
Yes, but he means Mimei Kedem over here as in creation.
Light was me making it.
Light, exactly, light. The Rebbeinu Shalom set a pattern of the world, which is all based off midas chesed, right? How the world runs.
I thought the world was created because I'm sorry, I know we don't have time.
No, we have time. We have all time in the world.
I thought the world was created because there's not a single mention of the word Hashem until it comes to Shabbat.
Oh, so on that Chazal say, very good. It's mamish this point. Very good.
I was hoping you'd mention that.
Chazak, it's mamish this point. What do Chazal say? Chazal say, Rashi says, "Metchila olav b'machshav leverse b'midas hadin." Right? The Rebbeinu Shalom's thought, Kaviyachol, was to create the world with midas hadin. Right? But the Rebbeinu Shalom saw Rosh Hashanah or the Meskayim, the midas hadin. Right, Jeremy? That's what Rashi says in Parashat Bereshit. The Rebbeinu Shalom saw that the world can't survive with midas hadin. So shit for the midas hayachmim. The Rebbeinu Shalom put a partner to the midas hadin. Right? Midas hayachmim. Well, that's what it says later in the parasha. Yes, it says B'yom Asois Hashem Elikim. It says Hashem, which is midas chesed with midas hayachmim. So there is an idea that at first there was an idea of din, right? But when it came lamaisa, right, the thought of creation was midas hadin. Comes lamaisa, it's midas hayachmim, right? And that is exactly the point. That's why Tishrei, right? That Yisrael says is the idea of creation. Kaviyachol, the thought of the Rebbeinu Shalom of creation. That's why Tishrei Rosh Hashanah is Yom Adin. What?
I thought Elul was the thought.
Okay, very good. You're remembering something we said by a different shir. Very good. I love that. Right? We said over a medrash, but you're mixing it up a little. We said over a medrash that the medrash says, very good. The medrash says that the creation was in Chof Hei El, and man was created on Tishrei, right? And according to Arizal, what's that going to mean? It's going to mean the thought of creation as the general creation is in Chof Hei El. The thought of creation of man is in Tishrei. Very good. So Nisan.
My boys are coming through.
Oh wow, Tzvi.
We're just starting.
Yeah.
Not actually more That's what you got a little scared.
You're gonna stop asking questions.
Creation Lamaisa is when, says the Arizal?
Tishrei.
No,
No.
the thought of creation, the thought of creation is Tishrei. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Midas Adin, right? That's why Rosh Hashanah is a Yom Adin. Whereas Nisan, the Chodesh Nisan, is creation Lamaisa. That's with Midas Rachman, right? That's why Nisan is a time of Rachman. Nisan towards cloudy, so on and so on, right? So Mamish goes hand in hand with what we're speaking over here, the Kedushat Levi, right? What's going on? Follow? What's going on? Follow?
Yeah, I'm just thinking something out.
You had another
I'm
question?
gonna ask you
Yeah.
after.
Creation Lamaisa, yeah? The Maisa, the Rashi says that in the thought of creation is Midas Adin, Kaviyachol. When it comes to actual creating is Midas Rachman. That's Chodesh Nisan, huh? That's what Chodesh Nisan is, the name of Hashem is in the pattern as we've spoken about, Yudke Vovke, which is Rachman, right? That's where all the Rachman come out. So that's really the idea that Kedushat Levi is saying. The reason of creation, what does it mean, Midas Adin? That the Baruch was going to create the world with Midas Adin, that was the thought of creation. What does that mean? And then it came to action, the Baruch creates with Rachman. What does this mean? There's a thought of Hashem, there's an action. What does it mean? Why in the thought is a Adin? Why in the action is a Rachman? What's the
There didn't need to be Midat Rachman because everything was already perfect.
Dr. Ariel? Very good. Very good. Touching on the point. Dr. Ariel, that the pshat is as follows. In the thought of creation, right? What does the thought of creation mean? Thought of creation means to say the plan of creation. Right? What the tachas of creation, what creation is supposed to get to, is midas adin. What does midas adin mean? When things are perfect. Yeah? When things are perfect. Hashem saw that the way to get to the world being perfect, right? It's a process. It's a process. Klal Yisrael, we go through the Rebbe created the world, Adam Rishon. Everything seemed perfect. There's a chet of Adam Rishon, as if Adam Rishon messes up. We go a whole pattern. There's binyan beis hamikdash, there's churban, and so on. And this is all a process getting towards what? Getting towards the ultimate goal of Mashiach. Then the world's going to be perfect, right? And but we have to, whatever the pshat is, it has to be that we have to go through all these ups and downs in order to the place of the world to really be perfect, right? So the thought of the Rabbanan Shalom is that is the truth. That is the truth. But Midas Adin, it's going to be a perfect world, right? But when it comes to actual creation, how things play itself out, that's what it means, Lamaisa, right? Creation and action means to say things playing it out. We meet Midas Harach, which means to say it doesn't go in a perfect way. In any case, we'll continue back to the chapter.